Jawara wins the tip. We're underway. Stetson's already clinched their first winning season since 2001. They've clinched a home game in the tournament. Jalen Blackman no good from three, but Panzo the offensive rebound. This Lipscomb team leads the A-Sun in rebounding margin. The Hatters dominated on the boards Wednesday night against Austin Peay. They're no slouch in that department either.
The Hatters want to shoot the basketball from the outside, and they're a very good defensive team in guarding the three-point shot.
Tough shot for Panzo, doesn't go. Here's Will Pruitt running the offense for Lipscomb.
Well-coached basketball team is Lipscomb Bisons.
This last touch by Stetson. Asana Sajula playing his 150th game tonight, 3 times first-team All-A-Sun. You see that brace on his knee. He's had to pick and choose his spots this year, Greg. His scoring is way down, but he's still as dangerous as ever when he gets it going.
Because he's so multi-talented. You know, he can pass the basketball, and he uses the left hand very well around the basket. Talking with the SID before the game, she said at least 5 knee surgeries. So you're right when you're talking about picking and choosing your games. When you're feeling good, he felt good at FGCU the other night.
Well, now's the time of year for him to do it. Lipscomb curls it around. A.J. McGinnis passes up the 3. Now to Pruitt in the corner. Will Pruitt knocks down the triple, gets the Bisons on the board.
Great ball movement. Great ball movement by the Bison. Everyone seemed to have touched it. They found the open man. Knockdown shooter as Pruitt is.
Show you the Stetson lineup brought to you by Insight Credit Union. The 3 seniors, Brown and Blackman. No Stefan Swenson tonight. Hatters down their starting point guard for the second straight game as he recovers from a concussion suffered against Florida Gulf Coast last weekend. They're hoping to have him ready to go by Tuesday night. Blackman, pull-up jumper, no good. Jawara fights for the rebound, but can't haul it in. Garen Brown open for 3. Or Boyd, excuse me, that's no good. In and out rebound by Luke Brown. Jawara with the screen, but Hatters have not really gotten a good shot yet. Jawara taking on Sajula, steps back and hits the jumper.
Something you don't see much, turning over that right shoulder, but he's showing you that he can do that, added that to his repertoire this year.
Sajula leads this team in assists despite playing center. He's one of the best playmaking bigs in the country.
Archer Savage has that mask on, protect that face area and the nose.
Boyd steps back for another one. Yeah. Lipscomb shooting the 3-ball well early.
And that young man, Darren Boyd, is an outstanding CNS catch-and-shoot player. They move the basketball so well, and they space the floor just like the Hatters do, almost looking at a mirror image of offensively.
Hatters shoot at a better percentage than Lipscomb as a team, but Lipscomb still has 5 above-average three-point shooters on this roster.
Not there yet.
An offensive foul there on Jawara.
Yeah, Jawara is not there yet, and you have to sometimes give that foul to the guard, the person that's dribbling the basketball. He's not waiting until Jawara gets out there to set the pick. So a little anxiousness on Blackman causes that foul on Jawara.
Jawara takes a seat for Josh Smith, the regular starting center for the Hatters. Peak might have started this game anyway, even if it were not senior night. He'll stay out there based on what he did on Wednesday. Had maybe his best game of the year against Austin Peay.
Top to bottom, filled all the stat sheets.
Panzo gets in there and blocks off Ognosevich. It's a turnover for Lipscomb.
Yeah, Peak, every statistical category, you had a plus by his name because he played tremendously against Austin Peay Wednesday night.
It was the game where the Hatters clinched a home game in the first round of the A-Sun tournament. They've won 6 out of 7 down the stretch. Great feed by Luke Brown, and Jack Smith throws it down.
And Luke Brown is showing you I can not only shoot the basketball, but I can handle it, I can play defense, and I can pass it on the dime to Josh Smith for the bang out.
Brown brought here to be a scorer first and foremost, but stepping into the role filled normally by Swenson. Brown was also excellent against Austin Peay. Ognosevich misses. Boyd, the offensive rebound and putback.
And talk about body by Fisher. Boyd is put together, man. That's a He's a big two guard. They list him at 6'3", 210, and that's about right. And he snuck in for that offensive rebound.
And Lenny Acuff just loves him. Key player for this team. Brown step back jumper, no good. The rebound falls out of bounds. It'll stay with Stetson. Sajula says to keep an eye out on that, but Lipscomb, all they can do is control the controllables, and that's try to win this game here tonight. Stetson needs a win or an Eastern Kentucky loss to assure themselves of the 3 seed. They cannot fall lower than 4th.
And every coach in America will tell you, as we see Luke Brown with a nice mid-range jumper, kind of the secondary break off of that inbounds play. But every coach in the country will tell you, we worry about us. Don't worry about things you cannot control.
That's not 100% true, though, is it? I mean, you're always looking at the scoreboard a little bit.
You let your assistant coaches.
How about Darren Boyd right now?
Yeah, I mean, Boyd has come to play. He's hit 2 threes, and now that shot right there. But you're right. You let somebody else on your staff worry about those things.
Josh Smith pulls up from 3. It's no good. Sajula was out there to contest. Boyd's got 7 points. He handles here for the Bisons. Sajula backing down Smith.
Likes to use that left hand.
There he goes. There it is.
Just much too deep. And if you're going to double team him, you run the risk of him making that great pass because he's such a good passer. But if you're going to double him, you got to come quicker than that.
He had a ridiculous year as a sophomore before the pandemic. Almost 19 and 10. And 4 assists.
Yes.
As a sophomore center. And looked like he was destined to play professionally somewhere. And injuries have really caught up to him. But even in this state, he is still such a valuable piece. Look at that. Oh, it's picked off. Sam Peak saw it coming. He read the scouting report. Brown, a 3. Gone!
Just like Darren Boyd, Luke Brown is feeling it tonight already. And that's a great pass out by Sam Peak, recognizing who he had on the break, running to that spot.
Sajula. It's Boyd. He's feeling it. Yeah. He is really locked in. 9 points for Darren Boyd.
When you talk about that mid-range game, I mean, that's something that's very difficult, you know, to be able to have that touch inside that arc.
Jalen Blackman steps into a triple. That's good.
Maybe that can get him going, Evan. He struggled Wednesday night and missed his first shot coming out here tonight.
He's a first-team all-conference contender, Blackman, over 17 a game in conference play. There's McGinnis. No good for 3.
Speaking of no conscience, that young man, he will let it fly. A couple of guys, he and Trey Benham, when Trey Benham's not in the game yet, but they come in the game to score the ball.
Brown in trouble. Sajula takes it. Through it. Forced out by Sam Peak. And tries to back him down. Smith helps Ognacevic. His first 2.
That was created by Pruitt. Just understanding where everybody was on the floor, making that nice hard dribble, and drawing a couple of people and making a nice bounce pass.
And Jacob Ognacevic, the beneficiary, he's on the board for the first time. Their leading scorer at 17 a game. Sam Peak takes him on. Peak, the little runner, is good.
And hung in the air just long enough for Ognacevic to not be able to touch that, but a nice floater there by Sam Peak.
Good ball movement by Lipscomb. Sajula bowls over Brown and scores.
And Liska Sajula at 6'10", 275, and it's about right.
His 150th game in a Lipscomb jersey tonight. Has a chance before the season's out to set the ASUN record for career rebounds. He's 11 away coming in. And right there, I think he was going for one. And he and McGinnis drop it out of bounds. The Hatters will have it.
Both guys going for that loose basketball there. And Sajula saying, I'm the big guy. I should get that rebound.
4 subs here for Lipscomb. Trey Benham, Quincy Clark, Tommy Murr, and Grant Eisman all check in. Only Boyd remains in the game for Lipscomb. Hatters bring Alec Oglesby on for the first time. He catches the inbound. Oglesby pulls up into a jumper. That's short, rebounded by Eisman.
Quick shot there. And only one opportunity is good box out by the Bisons.
is Boyd, red hot to start this one.
You will see a lot of screens off the ball, and this is the guy I told you about that comes in to score.
Benham.
Another lefty.
There he goes. Off the glass, no good. Sam Peak getting out and running. Lipscomb's back on defense.
Benham is normally 25 feet from the basket. That was probably closer than he. I don't shoot in that close.
Brown pulls up with a hand in his face, knocks it down. 8 points for Luke Brown.
Well, I know the Hatters are glad he decided to, come in and play early tonight.
He can be very streaky, but when it's on, it is breathtaking. Got a foul on Lipscomb on the rebound. Matt Schnarr will pick up his first. To keep an eye out on that, but Lipscomb, all they can do is control the controllables, and that's try to win this game here tonight. Stetson needs a win or an Eastern Kentucky loss to assure themselves of the 3 seed. They cannot fall lower than 4th.
And every coach in America will tell you, as we see Luke Brown with a nice mid-range jumper, kind of the secondary break off of that inbounds play. But every coach in the country will tell you, we worry about us. Don't worry about things you cannot control.
That's not 100% true, though, is it? I mean, you're always looking at the scoreboard a little bit.
You let your assistant coaches.
How about Darren Boyd right now?
Yeah, I mean, Boyd has come to play. He's hit 2 threes, and now that shot right there. But you're right, you let somebody else on your staff worry about those things.
Josh Smith pulls up from 3. It's no good. Sajula was out there to contest. Boyd's got 7 points. He handles here for the Bisons. Sajula backing down Smith.
Likes to use that left hand.
There he goes. There it is.
Just much too deep. And if you're going to double team him, you run the risk of him making that great pass because he's such a good passer. But if you're going to double him, you got to come quicker than that.
He had a ridiculous year as a sophomore before the pandemic. Almost 19 and 10 and 4 assists.
Yes,
as a sophomore center, and looked like he was destined to play professionally somewhere. And injuries have really caught up to him. But even in this state, he is still such a valuable piece. Look at that. Oh, it's picked off. Sam Peak saw it coming. He read the scouting report. Brown, a 3. Gone.
Just like Darren Boyd, Luke Brown is feeling it tonight already. And that's a great pass out by Sam Peak, recognizing who he had on the break, running to that spot.
Sajula. It's Boyd. He's feeling it. Yeah. He is really locked in. 9 points for Darren Boyd.
When you talk about that mid-range game, I mean, that's something that's very difficult, to be able to have that touch inside that arc.
Jalen Blackman steps into a triple. That's good.
Maybe that can get him going, Evan. He struggled Wednesday night and missed his first shot coming out here tonight.
He's a first-team all-conference contender, Blackman, over 17 a game in conference play. There's McGinnis. No good for 3.
Speaking of no conscience, that young man, he will let it fly. A couple of guys, he and Trey Benham, when Trey Benham's not in the game yet, but they come in the game to score the ball.
Brown in trouble. Sajula takes it. Pruitt forced out by Sam Peak and tries to back him down. Smith helps Ognacevic, his first 2.
That was created by Pruitt, just understanding where everybody was on the floor, making that nice hard dribble and drawing a couple of people and making a nice bounce pass.
And Jacob Ognacevic, the beneficiary, he's on the board for the first time. Their leading scorer at 17 a game. Sam Peak takes him on. Peak, the little runner, is good.
And hung in the air just long enough for Ognacevic to not be able to touch that, but a nice floater there by Sam Peak.
Good ball movement by Lipscomb. Sajula bowls over Brown and scores.
And Liska Sajula at 6'10", 275, and it's about right.
His 150th game in a Lipscomb jersey tonight. Has a chance before the season's out to set the ASUN record for career rebounds. He's 11 away coming in. And right there, I think he was going for one. And he and McGinnis drop it out of bounds. The Hatters will have it.
Both guys going for that loose basketball there. And Asajula saying, I'm the big guy. I should get that rebound.
4 subs here for Lipscomb. Trey Benham, Quincy Clark, Tommy Murr, and Grant Eisman all check in. Only Boyd remains in the game for Lipscomb. Hatters bring Alec Oglesby on for the first time. He catches the inbound. Oglesby pulls up into a jumper. That's short, rebounded by Eisman.
Quick shot there. And only one opportunity is good box out by the Bisons.
Is Boyd red hot to start this one.
You will see a lot of screens off the ball. And this is the guy I told you about that comes in to score.
Benham.
Another lefty.
There he goes. Off the glass, no good. Sam Peake getting out and running. Lipscomb's back on defense.
Benham is normally 25 feet from the basket. That was probably closer than he. I don't shoot in that close.
Brown pulls up with a hand in his face, knocks it down. 8 points for Luke Brown.
Well, I know the Hatters are glad he decided to, come in and play early tonight.
He can be very streaky, but when it's on, it is breathtaking. Got a foul on Lipscomb on the rebound. Matt Schnarr will pick up his first.
On the fender, and you have a couple of them here tonight that you're looking at.
Brown, Oglesby, Peake, Panzo, and Smith for the Hatters. Oglesby in the corner. Quincy Clark with the closeout. Peake dumps to Smith. He's got the one-on-one matchup. Smith goes up underneath and scores.
Beautiful. Just too strong. He's just too strong for Grant Osman, a 6'10 freshman. Nice move, but he got open with the fake pass.
Boyd kept out by Oglesby. Schnarr driving on Wes Panzo. Steps back for 2, scores it.
Matthew Schnarr.
He was a walking bucket at Emory last year. 23.5 points per game. Was an All-American at the D3 level, like Sam Peake was for Wesleyan, now on Stetson. Here is Peake. Driving on Schnarr. Throws it down.
He's a live body there, Sam Peake. Love his athletic ability. Playing his dribble.
Playing his best basketball of the year at the right time.
You're absolutely right. And the Hatters down with both point guards out. You need everyone to step up in a big way, and he's doing that for the Hatters.
And not only is Stephon Swenson out tonight, but Sincere Harrison, the backup point guard, also missing with a hamstring injury. As Boyd left that one short. Wasn't a bad look.
Yeah, Boyd tried to get it up a little quick there, release it, but couldn't get it to go.
Panzo deep triple. No good on his first attempt of the night. You hear the building hold their breath when he shoots one because they know you got a coin flip chance of it going in.
Yes.
Number 1 3-point shooter in the country. Asman on the drive. Gets by Smith. It's a nice move there from the sophomore out of Kimberly, Wisconsin.
It is. I mean, Asman put it on the floor, used his left hand. Something you have to be able to do at every level in basketball.
Now Smith handling against it. And he tosses it straight to Benham. Benham to Boyd. Lays it in.
And they run. When they have opportunities, they run more of a controlled break. They would try to score off the break. They also run the spots, but a very well-coached team, the Bison, took advantage of a turnover.
Lenny Acuff has been a head coach since he was 25 years old. He worked his way up from Belhaven College in Jackson, Mississippi, up through the D2 ranks, and now at D1 with Lipscomb. Brown misses a 3. Peake the rebound. He'll go to the line.
Great hustle by Sam Peake. You want to be a good offensive rebounder? What must you do? You must not watch the flight of the ball, but you have to move when the ball is in the air. And you take a look at Sam Peake working, getting his hands on it, pursuing the pumpkin, and coming up with a foul. Let's see if he can capitalize at the line.
This will be the first free throw attempt of this game. There have only been 3 fouls called in 12 minutes.
Sam shooting 63%, a much better free throw shooter than that percentage, but
that number was in the low 50s about a month ago, too. He's worked very hard to bring that up. He went 4 out of 4 Wednesday night. Jawara and Blackman back in for Stetson, for Smith and Brown.
That was his 36th attempt. This is 37.
And it's good. 6 points for Sam Peak. Hatters back within 1. Tommy Murr into the game. Tosses for Sajala against Jawara. Jawara keeps him out. High off the glass. No good. Panzo overshot the rebound. Schneier turnaround jumper. That's no good, and Panzo's got this one.
Yeah. Well, Wenzel thought he was pushed by Schneier, and Sajala got a little lower than he wanted on that turn. He was below the block. When you post up, you want to be above the block.
Jalen Blackman nails the long 2. He's got 5. Clark spinning. No good off the glass. He's usually pretty reliable from that spot.
He is, Evan, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to get downhill and get to the basket. Has not been shooting it well.
Oglesby, a little wild dribble, but they've controlled it. Jawara, he's feeling the jumper. He was a little ambitious from the big man.
Is that a senior night jumper there?
He checks. He hit one earlier. That one was a little further out. Schneier will try the floater. He knew he missed it. Yeah. Peak knocks it down to Oglesby.
Just alligator armed it. Short armed it up there.
Pruitt with a blocking foul on Blackman. Third team foul on Lipscomb. Take us to a tie. Then Rome, Georgia's Berry College in the NAIA. 22 years at Alabama Huntsville in D2.
The Chargers, UAH.
He's the winningest coach in both that program and their conference's history, and now finds himself not only coaching at the D1 level, but thriving for the Lipscomb team that he has enjoying a terrific year. 2 wins away from 20.
Over 600 wins in his career.
Peak everything but the finish there.
That's quite a remarkable feat, and I say it often, well, not often, but I'm going to say it this time. You know, he knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two in basketball.
Peak knocks another one away. It falls to Tommy Murr. Has that in common with the Hatters head coach, Donnie Jones. Sajala over Jawara. Peak, another hustle play to secure the rebound.
Yes, it looked like an apparent offensive rebound by Lipscomb, but hustle plays.
Tell you what, too, Jawara's done a nice job on Sajala. We've seen Sajala bully Jawara in previous years. But Mo is clearly committed to getting stronger.
Holding his ground and playing very good defense and contesting the shot.
Panzo to an open Oglesby for 3. No good. And they fight for the rebound. Panzo tips it to Peak.
And the hustle plays are giving the Hatters an extra possession. And you saw it on this end, but now you see it on the defensive end by Panzo keeping it alive.
Blackman driving, fights his way through, but missed it. Rebound falls to Peak. He's a vacuum, misses the floater. And this time, Ognasovic comes up with it. Oh, 3rd and 4th chances by the wayside for Stetson. Here goes McGinnis. That's well short. Peak throws it in off of Sajala. Wow.
An apparent drive there by McGinnis. Couldn't quite get it to go down. And Peak again, ever present, and had the state of mind to not panic, but throw it off of Sajala with the left hand, no less.
He gets a well-deserved breather as Luke Brown checks back in. Blackman hurling his body around the screen. Oglesby out of the corner. Pulls up for a mid-range jumper. That's good. His first 2.
Like to see Oglesby get off because, you know, he's that guy that could do multiple things for the Hatters in mid-range games.
Had 9 the other night. Ognasovic, no good from 3. Jawara the rebound. Slow start for Ognasovic. He's got just 2 points.
Averaging 17, one of the top 5 scorers in the ASUN.
Oglesby Misses that mid-range two. Guinness the rebound. Pruitt in transition. Hurls it to Murr in the corner. Tommy Murr in and out from three.
They're getting the looks they want. And you notice how this controlled fast break, these guys run to spots. And Pruitt is finding them. And, yep, Luke Brown wanted Chihuahua to roll.
Panzo cutting, throws it up, short. Asagila the board. Hurls it ahead to Ignacevic. Foul by Brown. He thought he had all ball. Nice. First game of the year against Lipscomb on December 30th. Stetson won it in overtime, and it was win number 200 at the D1 level. Ignacevic, an 86% free throw shooter, misses the first.
I'm sorry, Evan. I was just going to say, what else can you say about the job that Donnie Jones has done here for this Stetson team?
I mean, this is a program that has been on the downswing for some time. The 2010s were not easy on Stetson basketball. It had not had a winning season prior to this year since 2001. If they win tonight, they'll match their most wins in a season since 1987. An historic campaign.
Lipscomb is coming out with some trapping here in this half-court defense.
Brown shakes off Pruitt. Just missed the three. Sagila to the corner. Pruitt airballs the triple. Good contest by Brown.
Maybe touched some rim, maybe grazed some rim somewhere, but uncharacteristic miss by Pruitt, who's a very good shooter.
41% from downtown. He made his first one tonight. Here's Brown. He's wide open. Dishes to Panzo in the corner. He missed it. Oglesby the rebound. Back out to Brown. That won't count. And the officials are going to explain this to Donnie Jones. Greg, what exactly did you see here?
I don't know if he's thinking the shot clock did not reset because it didn't touch anything, and I think that's what they're going to look at it.
The ball did hit the rim on the way down.
Panzo's shot did hit the rim.
And I believe it did reset correctly. I don't think anything was actually wrong there. The Hatters might have just been cost 3 points.
Oglesby grabbed the rebound and went up with the shot, and it got knocked out of his hand. He let it go, retrieved the basketball. So let's take a look at the miss by the nation's leading three-point shooter.
So I guess the question was, did this hit the rim?
And you and I both thought it did graze the rim.
Well, no, this is afterwards. That's not going to tell us anything. The officials are looking at it to see if Panzo's shot hit the rim. It certainly looked like it did on the way down.
And if it did, the right amount of time, we take a look at it here. Yeah, It did hit the rim. The rim moved, so 20 seconds was correct to put back on the shot clock.
So the officials were incorrect in stopping that.
But the Hatters maintained possession because Oglesby had the basketball.
Right. Well, Luke Brown had a wide open three that he drained.
Yes.
I think they have a right to feel a little aggrieved here.
And you saw Luke trying to get Weather off. You know, he could have taken that first three early on in the shot clock and passed it over to Weather.
There might not be a better shot for the Stetson Hatters than a Weza Panzo corner three.
You're absolutely right. Unless it's maybe in front of his bench, his team bench, which he...
That's 2 fouls on Pruitt. He'll hit the bench for Quincy Clark.
Not many fouls called here tonight. That is foul number maybe 6 of the whole, sixth foul together between both teams.
I don't know if this is your impression of it, but to me it hasn't felt like they're letting them play it super physical. I just think it's been a clean game.
I think you're absolutely right.
There's Smith trying to power his way in. Missed the shot. Rebound Benham.
Good thought. Just didn't put it up soft enough. Tough angle.
Darren Boyd was red hot his first shift. 11 points already for Clark.
Clark wants to go to the basket.
Dumps to Ignacevic. Little hook. That's good.
And Ignacevic showing you why he's the leading field goal shooting in the ASUN at 60%.
72% inside the arc.
Wow. Doesn't miss much.
Tied at 27. Last 2 minutes of the first half. Blackman decks around Boyd. Knocks down the three.
Very good standing shooter. And it looks like, well, Darren Boyd took a spill over Sam Peak, who was at the scores table to check in.
Ognacevic trapped under the basket, gets his way out, and the foul. Crafty move from Jacob Ognacevic, and all of a sudden he's got 7 points. He's starting to heat up.
Ognacevic has that uncanny ability to score around the basket. And again, a nice move, as if he was going to the right side of the basket, came back to the left. He does remind me of Jokic an awful lot. Just a smaller version.
I see it a little bit now. He was at Valparaiso a couple of years ago as a three-point artist.
And when he gets to the free throw line, I mean, coming into tonight, he was 101 out of 118. Yeah. So very good free throw shooter as well.
90% in ASUN play coming into tonight's game. It's now 2 out of 3 this evening. Blackman run off the line by Boyd. Back into the corner, driving baseline. Jalen Blackman missed the shot.
Point blank range.
Did so much work for it. Boyd throws it behind Clark. Back out to Boyd. Little runner is good. And Lipscomb retakes the lead.
A nice runner before a left-handed player using his right hand.
Boyd 6 out of 8 from the field, 13 points. Donnie Jones wants timeout as his Hatters find themselves trailing by 2 with 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Like Wednesday night, it's been a better, but you still miss Swenson.
Is there also the thought in the back of your mind as a coach that you might play this team again on Tuesday in a win-or-go-home game? Is there the thought that maybe you don't want to reveal everything you've got in your bag tonight?
You know, maybe so. But this is a club that you're going to have to do something to come away with a victory. Do something a little different.
Wow, deep three. Oh, he nearly had it.
It was
a little
online.
strong.
It was online.
It was. Clark the rebound, and Lipscomb's going to hold for the final shot. They will have the lead going into halftime. Clark driving on Peak. Spins, lost the handle, gets it back and scores. Quincy Clark pulls a rabbit out of the hat on the final play of the half. Lipscomb closes on his...
Hatters did that with Florida Gulf Coast, so it's just tough to do 2 times in a row.
Could be the case that these two teams meet again. There's a lot of permutations where this game is done once more on Tuesday in the quarterfinals. Here's Darren Boyd up and under, counted and a foul. What a start to the half for Lipscomb, and Darren Boyd having one of his best games of the year. He's got 15 points.
And Boyd is picking up where he left off in the first half, and Coach Acuff says when he plays hard and aggressive, we're a better ball club. And not only that, he laid that up with his right hand. He's a lefty. But getting inside the paint against the Hatters has been their Achilles heel. And, well, any defense, if a guy just penetrates and gets inside the lane, it's not good for you.
Only 7 total personal fouls, too, called in that first half. 3 on the Hatters. There's Luke Brown with the answer, talking about a guard penetrating. He's into double figures. Here they go quickly. Ognacevic closed down by Panzo. The hook in and out. He doesn't miss that often. Rebounded by Panzo.
Had it right where he wanted it.
Hatters trying to climb back. Blackman thought he got fouled. They don't call anything. Here goes Pruitt. McGinnis slowed up. Sajula lobs to Ognacevic. Smith trying to keep him out. That one goes.
And a nice pass there by Sajula, getting it high, low, a big to big. There's nothing Josh Smith really could do.
Ognacevic with 10. Lipscomb back up by 7. This is their largest lead of the game. Not anymore.
That's a thing of beauty.
Jalen Blackman with 10.
Seems to have shaken off that rust
Yeah, he had an uncharacteristically poor game Wednesday. His teammates picked him up. Smith chasing that rebound, but it's out to Boyd. Sajula hurls to Pruitt. Around Brown. Stops in the mid-range and hits it.
And there was an indecisiveness of who was going to take Pruitt, and he was left open and made a little difficult shot. It looks easy, but those mid-ranges are tough to make.
Blackman heating up.
Blackman is feeling it right now. He's a rhythmic player.
They give him 2. He's got 12. Sajula.
He's going to go to that left hand.
Up he goes. No good.
He got the shot he wanted. Just couldn't get it to go, and a good rebound there by Josh Smith. One opportunity for the Bison.
Hatters hanging in there, weathering the storm. Down by 5. Both teams hot to start this half. Screen from Smith. Brown can't shake Pruitt. Panzo, shot clock winding down. Sam Peek's going to try and make something happen. 2 seconds, a blocking foul.
Yeah, Boyd wasn't quite there. And Peek, knowing that the shot clock is winding down.
They're going to count the basket for Peek. And the foul on Boyd.
Almost, as we take a look at the drive, he turns the corner. And it's continuation.
It's in the NBA, that's an and one.
But in college basketball,
I don't think so.
I think they are going to count the basket.
Yeah, no, it looks like it. I'm a little surprised that basket counts.
And Sam is kind of smiling at that, too, at the free throw line. He's like, wow, I'll take it.
So Peek will shoot the and one free throw. And just like that, the Hatters are within 2. Peek is 7 out of 7 at the line in these 2 home games this week.
And he is just picking up where he left off on Wednesday night, and the Hatters kind of go into a little zone defense.
Lipscomb moving it around quickly, not able to penetrate. It was Sajula.
This is not what they do best, the Hatters defensively, but they needed something.
Ignacevic gets the roll on the running hook shot.
An unorthodox looking shot, but again, like Nikola Jokic, just unorthodox, but able to get it to go with a nice soft touch. The Hatters looking for some way to stop the penetration. Went into that zone, but it didn't help.
Blackman driving into the teeth of the defense, draws the foul.
That's going to be on Ignacevic.
That's his first.
And a 4-point lead. And this basketball game seems like a 10-point lead. Both of these teams are. Oh,
well, now it's a 1-point lead.
Wow.
Jalen Blackman is unconscious in this second half. Already 7 points, 15 for the night.
Jalen Blackman is moving without the basketball. He and Luke Brown can come off of screens, be ready to shoot. Oglesby the same.
And we've seen him do this a bunch, where he will come out at the start of the second half and just go nuts. There's a Sajula with 2 to respond.
Yeah, and Josh is just giving him too much. You know, he's giving up too much too soon, letting him get that deep post up. He's a big, wide body.
You see Auburn Gadarizzi, the wiry Belgian center, check in. Smith catches that, rolls back, counted, and a foul for Smith, falling away from a Sajula.
And Smith went right back in.
For Stetson, that's FGCU. That was also a win. Lipscomb and North Alabama would have to go down to the clean 13, and as far as I can tell, they have the same record in their clean 13 if they remain tied after tonight. So would it come down to the net? That would have Lipscomb ahead. There will be 50 slots or so ahead of North Alabama in the net. But we're not going to say anything is for certain. We're going to wait for the conference to confirm it, just because we don't want to give any misinformation or anything like that. But that's all to come later. Right now, we got to focus on this terrific game. Sajula is starting to heat up as he gets a feed inside and finishes around Auburn Gadarizzi.
He just knew that this was a young player, and he just felt right away, get me the basketball, and he was able to score. Gadarizzi got to contest.
Luke Brown working on Boyd to the corner peak. One more Panzo. He drives, looks it in.
Weza says, hey, I can't get my three-point shot to go. I'm going to take it to the hole. And when you're struggling, the best thing to do for a basketball player, take it to the basket.
Ognasovic for three, drills it. The numbers aren't there for him this year, but in previous seasons, he was a plus shooter.
Slowly, that percentage is going up.
Yeah, it just seems like he had a kind of a fluky bad run of form at the beginning of the year.
That's a foul on Gatarrizzi.
Foul on Ahmed, his first. Ognasovic with 15. Boyd with 16 for Lipscomb. Sajula takes a seat. Ognasovic will play the 5 here.
And this is a team, Lipscomb, that you have to play honest all over the floor.
Boyd step back jumper, well short. Rebound falls out to Panzo. Hatters trying to run. It's a little crowded. Brown gets it in the corner. Beat too late there.
Yes, had Jawara wide open under the basket. Missed him.
Brown calling for the screen from Jawara. Pick and roll, steps into the jumper, hits it.
It's good to have a good shooter when you have a breakdown offensively. It's just a two-man game, and he just made something out of nothing. Luke Brown did.
Through it. Dumps. Picked off. Panzo steals it, intended for Schneier.
And a very underrated defensive player, Weza Panzo is.
Averages nearly a steal per game. He's second on the team in block shots.
And always gets a lot of the tough assignments.
Blackman, heat check is no good. McGinnis the rebound. Pruitt wide open to the corner. Will Pruitt knocks down his second three of the night.
It's a textbook break. Everybody's running to their spot, and they're not loafing. They are running full steam to get to their spots, and they're finding the right individuals, and they are delivering.
You can tell Lipscomb is an extremely well-conditioned team. They
Yes.
seem to have great cardio. They don't get tired. You can't run them out. Look at Boyd come flying in, trying to pick that off.
And a good thought there by Luke Brown. That's a tough pass. You want to throw it to the corner of the backboard, but you had a streaking Bison come over and help out on that play, or Jawara would have had a nice entry into the post.
McGinnis gets a hand on the inbound. 9 to shoot still. Josh Smith will check back in.
A lot happens on out-of-bounds plays. Not only is it just getting open, but you have to set your man up. Blackman just broke to the basketball. He did not set his defender up. Sometimes you can go back door.
Back to Luke Brown. He's got Quincy Clark on him. Checked in during the break. Brown fighting.
Couldn't quite get it to go, and he wanted it to go, but
he very nearly did. He'll get the 2 free throws as Clark picks up his first foul.
Luke Brown showing you his versatility. We know he can shoot the basketball, but taking it to the hole against a bigger opponent.
Brown is an 87% free throw shooter. First one slips down. Alec Oglesby checking in for Blackman. Brown 2 out of 2. He's got 14, and the Hatters back within 2. Lipscomb cannot put them away.
Even the Bisons, they control this series 24-18, but in the last 5 games, they're 1-4 against the Hatters.
Stetson a slight edge all-time in the land as well, 11-9 over the years. Ognasovic draws Panzo. Fadeaway is no good. Schneier, the last to touch it.
And Luke Brown had the presence of mind not to reach for that, ever so enticing, but he let it go out of bounds. And I said Ognasovic is a poor man's version of Nikola Jokic.
Anyone is a poor man's version of Nikola Jokic.
Oh, a lot of pushing. Wow.
Got it.
A lot of pushing on that series, and he got it to go with contact.
Back-to-back double-figure games for Sam Peak on this homestand. A fabulous time for him to turn it on. Clark slips past. Brown scores.
But that's what he does best. Quincy Clark, the 6'2" sophomore from Westerville, Ohio.
Shoots 56% inside the arc. There goes Panzo. Hurls that off the glass and in.
And Weza is showing you that, hey, I got some versatility now. I can do some more than just shoot the basketball from outside the arc.
We're tied up again. Ognasovic fakes the three. Schneier in the corner. He hits it from distance.
And Schneier is showing you why he was such a prolific scorer at Emory. And 1 year, 611 points. That's crazy. Crazy numbers.
Boyd gets a piece of the pass. It's run down by Oglesby. Hatters still have time on the shot clock.
Good hustle play by Oglesby.
He's got Peak against Schneier. Just pulls up. Sam Peak can't miss.
And Sam throws up the three fingers and says, hey, you don't get up on me, I'm going to do that to you.
A new D1 career high 14 for Sam Peak tonight. And a block underneath the basket for Smith. It'll stay with Lipscomb when we come back. Back and forth we go. All time.
Coach teams and, you know, people are getting their money's worth that have paid to see this here tonight.
Quincy Clark inbounding for Lipscomb. They've led most of the way, but they've yet to really create any significant distance. Clark, count that and a foul. He's given them some strong minutes off the bench tonight.
And a continuation, much like as Sam Peak got on the other end as Quincy Clark. Taking it to the basket, a nice spin move and falling down, but having the presence of mind to still put it up and get it to go.
Clark, only 55% at the free throw line this year. And that one well short. The rebound tapped out to Oglesby. So the lead is 2. Hatters have come back to tie 7 times tonight when trailing.
And this zone defense, kind of a matchup zone defense that the Bison are showing.
Brown, quick fire, corner 3, no good. Benham with the rebound. Pruitt, quick pass up to Clark. Lipscomb loves to run. Clark turns around. That was not the shot.
No, he had a layup. He had a layup.
Brown says thank you very much.
Yes, there was no shot blocker in.
Oglesby looks off the defender and drills the 3.
He was looking for Weza Panzo in his favorite spot, but the nice ball fake created that space that he needed to get the shot off.
So now the Hatters have the lead for the first time in the second half. Ognasovic pulls up. That's good. I don't understand how he was only at 27% from 3. 46% last year.
Yeah.
52% the year before that at Valpo.
You and I talked off air. Sometimes you get in a hole early and you're looking at that percentage and now that confidence goes, but he's a very good standing shooter.
Oglesby stripped of the basketball.
And I don't know why the Hatters are backing off of him.
Peak. Got both sides of the rim.
Tough shot. He may have wanted to put that on the glass.
Benham. Looks at it around to Pruitt. Schneier is wide open.
He hit one earlier from that spot.
Gets his own rebound. Missed it short. Now Pruitt. He drills it. Back-to-back threes and Lipscomb back in control.
And it was the inability of the Hatters to get a rebound and a second chance opportunity by the Bison taking advantage of it. A lot of good standing shooters on the perimeter for the Bison.
Donnie Jones does not look pleased with his team's defensive effort.
This is the basketball team. Will Pruitt, the 6'3", 195-pound sophomore from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. The Golden Bears, Mount Juliet High School. That's the suburbs of Nashville.
He started all 63 games he's played in the last 2 years, Will Pruitt.
Solid performer, Evans. Solid performer.
See if the Hatters have a response here out of the timeout. Jalen Blackman is back in. Oglesby takes it to the hole, draws a foul.
That may be number 3 on Pruitt if it's on him.
It's on Asagila, his second. 15 foul on Lipscomb. They start to inch towards the bonus.
And what's impressive about this run, small mini run by the Bisons, they did it with Asagila on the bench.
He's only played about 23 minutes a game this year as he manages that knee.
Load management, if you will, at the college level, and someone with 5 surgeries, you need that.
1 for 2 for Oglesby. A foul.
And that's going to be on Asagila.
It is. Asagila with a shove on Jawara, so he picks up a quick third.
And that was the aggressiveness of Asagila getting inside. If we get a chance to take a look at it, he did not concede this free throw. You see him got the inside position, and there's, yes, Asagila kind of pushed off. And it doesn't take much when you're 6'10", 275.
Well, now the officials are having questions about the clock, maybe. They're going to send the teams to the benches. I don't know what they could be looking at here. They can't review the foul call. Are they going to look for the clock? I mean, at 8:10.
You know, it's got to. Hey, I mean, one official definitely blew the whistle and called the foul on Asagila. And they can't be looking at if it was flagrant or, flagrant foul. I don't think it was that. I don't think it was nothing malicious. We take a look at it here, and you see Jawara got the inside, and one official holds his hands up like it's going to be a foul.
So here's what happened. The clock
kept
started running.
Yeah, started running.
So there was an operator error on the clock there.
Yep. Little quick fingers there. But you don't want that at home. You want slow fingers if you're the home team.
I think just a miscue.
Yeah.
Good catch by the officials in the end. So where'd those 10 seconds go?
Quick.
Oglesby, offensive foul.
Yeah, Oglesby didn't quite have the angle. When you're going to the left, you got to get that right shoulder by your opponent, and he did not. And that's good defense by Will Pruitt. Yep. You see, he didn't have that right shoulder by the opponent. He kind of pushed him with his shoulder. So it's a good defensive stance there by Will Pruitt.
Asagila backing down Jawara. Punched away by Panzo.
Not only does Asagila lead the team in assists, but he leads the team in turnovers as well.
By a lot. Blackman hurls it up. No good.
Tough shot. Yeah, tough shot.
Early in the shot clock as well. Here
probably could get a much better shot.
Clark looking to drive. Now it's Benham for 3. In and out. Rebound Panzo.
And he comes into the game. That's what Trey Benham does. He puts it up.
Stetson's got him a couple of stops, but they're struggling to generate good looks without Swenson. Jawara turns on Asagila. Now on the other side to Brown.
Still plenty of time in the shot clock.
Panzo against Schneider. Now it's winding down. Here goes Blackman. Lost his dribble.
Turnover.
Pruitt. Slowed up by Blackman. Now posts him up. Forces it in.
Pruitt showing you his muscle, stretching that lead out. 6 points is like 12 points in this basketball game.
Yeah, this feels like a pretty big possession here for Stetson, regardless of the time and score. Lipscomb's got all the momentum right now. An 8-1 run. Here's Panzo.
Trying to get something.
And you're seeing the Hatters without their point guard. Oh, what a dish by Brown!
Beautiful pass.
He can play a little point guard.
He can.
Gorgeous.
Threading the needle.
Throws it down. Pruitt out to Schneider. He gets underneath the basket. Benham flying in. No good. Panzo altering the shot.
Don't have the numbers here.
Blackman slows it up. Now drives in on Pruitt. Blackman underneath, trying to get the foul. He looks at the ref and says, blow the whistle.
A lot of contact, but you got to play through that. You can't look for the foul. You got to make the foul happen.
That was his only chance on that play. Asagila, the no-look dish. Schnarr couldn't put it up, though. Now Clark.
You know what he wants to do with it. Go to the basket.
Luke Brown chases him back out to the perimeter. Now he drives. Jawara picks him up. Asagila, floater, in and out.
I mean, you couldn't go down in the basket no further than it did, and it popped right back out. Oh, beautiful pass.
No look dish by Brown to Jawara.
Luke Brown is showing you I can do it all. No look pass off the pick and roll.
And Brown has stepped up huge. 14 points and 7 assists with no Stefan Swenson tonight.
And playing a lot of minutes, too.
Jawara swallows up Pruitt. Ball on the deck. Pruitt's got it. Kicks it out to Schnarr. Now Clark. That's his second three-pointer of the season.
And has not been shooting the basketball well at all. But made a very big basket right there.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that for Stetson. Happy to let a guy who was 1 for 13 for the year take a three, but it goes in. Oglesby, little sloppy. Here's Clark in transition.
Oh, steps there, steps. The officials did not call it.
Crowd is calling for the travel, but the officials let it go. Clark's got 11. And it's a 7-point lead for Lipscomb, back out to their largest lead of the game.
A convert off of a turnover.
Jawara puts it up.
Just a lot of contact, yeah. We got fouled twice on that play.
On Tuesday night, if this result holds, we'll send you to asunsports.org for the final bracket once everything is wrapped up later tonight. Jawara knocks down the first of 2 very big free throws here.
And Jawara's come in and give some great minutes and productive play. 4 rebounds, 7 points, 1 steal, or 1 block shot, rather.
2 out of 2. He scored the last 6 points for Stetson. And checks out of having an extremely good senior night.
And the Hatters go small with Asagila off the floor.
Asagila's got the 4 fouls.
And now you have to worry about Agnasovic.
And Lipscomb built that lead back up without him. There goes Clark. He just wants to get to the rack. McGinnis for 3. No good. Peak taps the board away from Agnasovic.
And if Clark would just continue on, he'd have a layup. But he's turning around and throwing the ball back outside.
Stetson doesn't have anybody who can keep him out of the lane. There's Oglesby. Drills at 3 with a hand in his face.
Much like Blackman, Oglesby is a rhythmic shooter.
You cannot put the Stetson Hatters away. 2-point game. Agnasovic looking to quiet this crowd. Darren Boyd.
Both teams have guys on the floor that interchangeable.
Agnasovic in and out.
Good shot. You got the shot you wanted to your leading scorer. Couldn't get it to go.
Hatters looking to tie or take the lead. It's Oglesby. Tie game.
A lot of contact. Should have been a foul call, I think, but nothing called.
It's a 7-0 burst for the Hatters out of the timeout. We're tied at 73. Agnasovic over Panzo.
Yeah, that jump hook is tough. And Weather did what he could do. He's a little bigger than Panzo.
Not a lot of guys in college basketball can stop Agnasovic from hitting that shot. He's got 20.
Wow. Oh, he shot it from the jump ball circle, Evan.
Luke Brown from Pensacola. The Hatters have the lead. Schnarr underneath. Lipscomb back in front. Timeout.
Nice move. And I thought Schnarr, nice move, and I thought he traveled there. 67%, and the Hatters are shooting 63%. Crazy. Defense is going to be what wins this basketball game.
Luke Brown has 17 and 7 assists tonight. No Stefan Swenson, the starting point guard for Stetson. Brown loose dribble, but it ends up with Panzo. Weza one-on-one with Clark. Missed the hook shot. Peak rips the rebound away, and Oglesby gets fouled.
And a good foul by Schneider. Not giving up an easy bucket. But the Hatters, they're going after those 50-50 balls and the persistency to get another opportunity. And you look at the smaller Oglesby getting fouled by Schneider. Schneider is 6'5", 200.
I'll tell you though, Pete, who's got 5 rebounds on the box score, but there's been 3 or 4 more where he's tipped the ball that he had no right getting to a teammate.
Yes. Those little things to keep it alive.
Oglesby with a new season high 13. 78-77 Stetson. Minute and a half to go. Our 11th lead change of the game. Here goes Clark to the basket. That has been unstoppable.
Yes.
Quincy Clark with 13.
And maybe he heard me on that last couple of series. I said if he just goes to the basket and not turn back around, he'd have a shot.
Stetson does not have a player that can keep him out of the lane. Here's Peak. A 3. No good. Boyd gliding in. Offensive foul.
Yeah. One of the bad plays that young man has made tonight, Darren Boyd. I mean, he's played almost a flawless basketball game, but a poor decision here on the break. Nothing. You had nothing. Everybody had gotten back on defense, so you bring that back out.
Sam Peak draws the charge.
And he's looking at the officials and saying that's a horrible call, but that is the correct call. And that young man is a much better player than that. He should have just taking the basketball back out. You got the score and the time. You're up 1. Know the score and the time.
Now the Hatters need a basket. Blackman has got 15 on the ball. Gets the screen to the corner. Panzo. They close out on him. He hasn't hit a 3 tonight. Peak in the lane.
Got to shoot it.
Puts it up. Turn around.
Money.
James Gunn. Sam Peak. 16 points and the Hatters retake the lead.
Sam Peak has continued to play well. He's just continued from Wednesday night as if this was 2 long basketball games. Can the Hatters get a stop? Can the Bison execute? Nobody's been able to keep this man out of the lane.
Here goes Clark. He made another one. Ties his career high, 15 points. And Lipscomb Peak. It will be a tight man-to-man here for Lipscomb.
And you want the ball in Luke Brown's hand.
There he is.
Got to get it up.
Hatters across the timeline, 5 seconds. Sam Peak all the way. The floater. He's fouled. Sam Peak will shoot 2 free throws to give the Hatters the lead with 2 seconds to go.
Just a little higher, and that ball would have went in, but it was a tough angle going to the left, shooting back over to the right. As we take a look at it, a nice crossover, and yes, the bump.
And now the 2 biggest free throws for Sam Peak this year. He's been flawless this week. 13 against Austin Peay, 16 tonight, a new career high at the D1 level. He makes the first to tie it up. That was the harder one.
That looked good. And a good timeout here by Coach Acuff.
Hatters have the prevent defense in. It's no good! Overtime! Sam Peak misses the game-winning free throw, and we will play another 5 minutes.
The Hatters are going small. Sam Peak is jumping.
Sajala's back in. Peak wins the jump over Ignacevic.
Sam is a very good leaper.
Hatter ball first, 81-81, 5 extra minutes. Stetson won 86-80 up in Nashville. back on December 30th. Stefan Swenson scored 9 points in the final minute of the fourth quarter in that game. Here's Boyd on the steal, lays it in.
And Boyd still fuming from that last call that he didn't get. He felt like it was a bad call and just playing the passing lanes.
Hatters cannot turn it over like that. It's far too easy. Lipscomb only 4 turnovers tonight.
Yeah,
Stetson has 9. His peak. He'll take the 3. In and out. Could have been his first 20-point game as a D1 athlete. Instead, Lipscomb with the ball, and they're going to run some clock with a 2-point lead.
And they're slowing things down considerably. They got this decided edge inside with Asajula.
Shot clock winding down. Asajula to Ognasovic. Gets the foul called on Peak.
And just that high-low action with the bigs. Asajula is such a lethal passer, and he just spoon-fed Ognasovic and got it to him in just the right spot. He couldn't get it to go down. He's going to have to earn it from the free throw line, which he shoots very good percentage.
First goes down. Bisons' number 2 scorer on the season, Ognasovic. 22 points, and Lipscomb back in control, up by 4. The Hatters had a free throw to win it. Couldn't get it done. Now they have to come back once again.
They're going to have to earn it the hard way.
Brown back to Peak, to Panzo. Hasn't made a 3 tonight. Peak ducks his way in. Little floater is good. Asajula can't foul.
Nice move, and he knew that. Took it right at Asajula.
Peak trying to atone for the missed free throw. He really doesn't have anything to atone for. He's been phenomenal tonight. 19 points. Asajula missed the hook. Gets his own miss.
2 Hatters fighting over that rebound there. They had a good defensive stop, but couldn't get the rebound. Credit the Bison.
A couple of crucial mental errors by Stetson in this overtime so far. Peak challenging Asajula again. Tried to get the foul call. It was touched by Asajula on the way out.
I don't think he touched it. I think he fouled Sam
I think
Peak.
Asajula should be out of the game.
Yeah.
There was no ball. That was all art.
Yeah. The Bison dodged one there.
Blackman. He was red hot at the start of the second half. It's gone quiet. They keep it with 4 to shoot. Donnie Jones not happy about that.
Coach Jones said, rip through with the basketball and go right to the basket. Rip through and come up for a shot.
Blackman's got it back. Pulls up from 3. Nearly got that to go. Peaked the rebound, but he lost it. And Lipscomb can smell blood, up by 4 with 2.5 minutes to go.
Good hustle play to get the rebound, but nowhere to go.
Eastern Kentucky has won, by the way, so if Stetson loses, they will officially fall to the 4 line in the conference tournament. EKU has clinched the home game with that win. And a foul by Panzo on Asajula.
Not a bad foul. Asajula, historically not a good free throw shooter.
No, he's not going to shoot him here. The Hatters had one to give.
Yep, good foul. And the Hatters have elected to go small here. And
you surprised that Josh Smith isn't in the game?
illegal screen.
Officials are sorting it out. We're calling on Stetson. It's on Peak, and Ognasovic will shoot a 1-and-1.
I thought it was an illegal screen, but nice out-of-bounds play.
And Josh Smith is now going to come into the game.
He's coming in because you need that on the defensive end and the rebounding. On that last possession that the Bison had, they were able to get a second shot.
Lipscomb is not going to contest a miss here. Ognasovic doesn't miss very often, to be fair.
And playing just an outstanding basketball game. What's that, 23 points for that young man?
That's right.
3 rebounds, 1 assist.
Makes them both. 24.
So now you may have to think about quick scoring or the Hatters with their 3-point shooting.
Peek from the corner.
No, just too hard. His last 3 shots have been a little too hard. He's trying to make sure it gets there, but
Hatters are riding the hot hand, but Sam Peek is running out of steam.
they'll be running out of time. 6 points, 2-possession basketball game.
Ognasovic gets it underneath. There's a foul. Peek's 4th foul, and Lipscomb is in command here.
Yeah, I would take my chances as you see the front, but I would take my chances playing behind him in that instance. But Sam Peek, smaller player, wanted the front, but Asajala is such a good passer.
Peek has to check out. In comes Oglesby. Stetson really up against it here as Ognasovic, such a dominant free throw shooter, on the line for 2 more. It's now 7 out of 8 tonight.
Coming into this game, 86% free throw shooter for the season.
He's made them both. 26, just 2 off his season high.
Yep, Jokic Jr., Nikola Jokic Jr. Mr. Jacob Ognasovic. You got to get something up quick here.
Call him the cheesehead Jokic. Hatters need a quick bucket, and they get a timeout instead. This looks pretty dire at this point for the Hatters.
Yeah. Nowhere to go, and he dribbled into Mueller.
Lipscomb never led by more than 7 in regulation, by the way. This is their largest lead of the whole game.
And watch these hard doubles.
Well, Stetson doesn't have time to waste.
Pick and rolls.
Panzo, he's driving, puts it up. Asajala fighting for the rebound. It's on the floor, and a foul on Stetson. And that probably does it. Another 1-and-1 coming for the Bisons.
Looks dire for the Hatters. 8-point lead with Asajala going to the line.
Now, Asajala is a terrific player. He is not a terrific free throw shooter.
Oh, tonight, this is his first trip to the free throw line.
37% for the season. And he misses it, so the Hatters get the reprieve. Got to get a quick basket here, though. Blackman just run off the line by Boyd. Blackman inside, gets fouled, at the basket! Just what the doctor ordered for Stetson.
And it looks like Boyd tried to foul. He tried to foul him 2 or 3 times out on the floor, but the officials did not call it. And Boyd, as you see the foul here, and Blackman just would not be denied, kept his dribble alive, and an acrobatic finish. Now he has to convert the free throw.
Blackman, a 90% free throw shooter. It's up and good.
Best in the
5-point game.
inside. The Hatters are still here, and it's all about inbounding the ball for the
Hatters
Bisons.
going for the steal. It's Schnarr, Pruitt. Hatters are not going to foul.
Under a minute.
Lipscomb can get it down to about 36 seconds. Lenny Acuff says, wait. Brown against Pruitt. They hand to Clark. You know where he's going. Quincy Clark forced out. Ognasovic for 3. Ball game.
Dagger.
Ognasovic with a new season high 29. Calls game. Lipscomb's going to win as Blackman is fouled. And it looks like we'll be doing this again on Tuesday night.
And if Darren Boyd's not careful, he may get a technical foul here because he's screaming at the officials. And Ognasovic is showing you why he's one of the top players in the ASUN. If he is not Jokic-like performer and player. He reminds me of him so much, but that young man has had a whale of a basketball game. Had he not made this trip, I don't think the Bison would be looking at 3-0 as they are right now.
Blackman makes both free throws, but the Hatters have to foul here if they can't get the steal. They get it to Clark. Ognasovic. Why would he shoot them? Thrown away by Smith. Oh, the Hatters get a mental mistake out of Ognasovic. Had no reason to put the ball up there.
No.
Absolutely none whatsoever.
Got a little greedy.
Yeah, vapor lock. But then the Hatters throw it right back to the Bisons.
Well, take a look at it here. And Ognasovic, hey, the time and the clock is your friend. You can take it back out. Josh Smith got the rebound, but threw it away himself. So the Hatters have had their chances to win this basketball game. And you could say that the Bison have earned this victory here tonight.
20 points for Boyd.
And he started it off for the Bison.
Blackman trying to dump it off. Oglesby for three. You can't say this team lacks fight. And you know they're going to give it a great effort on Tuesday night. There's the foul on Clark. But the clock just working against Stetson here.
Oglesby with the presence of mind to not just take that shot, but move behind the arc and knock it down. Giving his team some life. 5-point basketball game with just under 9 seconds. Doesn't look good for the Hatters. Looks very good for the Bison.
How about Clark, a new career high tonight?
And a 55% free throw shooter. But when you see that ball go through the basket, you start feeling good about yourself. And it has gone through the basket a lot for him tonight. And it's carried right over to his free throw shooting.
The Hatters will hope to have their point guard back on Tuesday night, Stefan Swenson. But they did not have him tonight. A missed free throw that would have won it in regulation for the Hatters. And Lipscomb with 18.